Welcome back to Witch on the Holy Night. Last time we left off, we got betrayed. The cycle of hatred had started. But this is a daily upload, so it hasn't been that long for you. To me, it's been a day, too. I've recorded on Wednesday. It's Friday, all right? It's not that long. I remember everything. You didn't see that? I don't play that game. My little brother plays that game, not me. Yeah, so we're back, and I'm ready to hop back into it. Not really ready, but kind of ready, because last time we left off on Witch on the Holy Night 1, meaning we must be getting close to the end game. And maybe I do want it to end after what they did to Alice. Maybe I need it to end. Maybe the ending is just the beginning. I don't know, but Witch on the Holy Night, Ichi. Alco had not hung up, but the line remained silent. Alice set down the receiver, quickly put on her mantle, and made for the entrance, moving her injured body by sheer willpower alone. Along the way, she paused, then turned to Sojiro and looked directly at him.
青子に何かあったんだな。
Alice hesitated for a moment before pushing aside her anxiety and grabbing his hand.
しずきくん、一緒に来て。
待ってくれ。一緒にってどこに？
相田教会まで。青子の方は営利神父にお願いするしかないから。
相田教会って病院の横にある？
そう。知っているのなら問題ないわね。説明する手間も省けたわ。
Alice left the mansion and made her way down the tree-lined path. She was clearly determined, but the look in her eyes betrayed her pain.
アリス、連絡をするなら電話は？
Sojiro asked Alice, whose grip on his hand was light but unyielding.
教会の人にならもう知らせた。もしかして病院のことを言っているなら、それこそ無駄よ。ハイヤーなんて言うけど、空を飛ぶわけでもないし。今は
I'm so sorry. She paused. Alice had thought of everything. She turned to the mansion and lightly snapped her fingers. In response, a window opened and countless starlings took flight.
1番隊は索敵。2番隊と3番隊は現場に向かって応急処置を。在庫切れになってもいいわ。まだ生きているなら、青子の心臓を止めないで。
Alice commanded the birds firmly.
しずきくんは裏庭から青子の自転車を持ってきて。
Sojiro let slip his discomfort at the thought of that thing, the custom-made red bicycle. When he was clearing the incinerated, Alco had verbally assaulted him for nearly scratching it.
いいけど、どうするつもりなんだ、アリスは。
ここにいるより、教会にいた方がしずきくんは安全よ。それに、私も急がないといけない。しずきくん、二人乗りできる？
Come on, Sojiro, it's not the time for this. He had seen the others ride tandem and was confident he could do it. Only it was the bicycle that concerned him. Its frame was so light, Sojiro was unsure it would support both their weights.
二人乗りってことは、アリスが後ろに乗るのか？
できないなら、いいわ。
Yeah, I'm saying we gotta haste is paramount. Remember that one? Alice turned away as if to snub him, then began walking. Unfortunately for Sojiro, he was now on her bad side. Yeah.
いや、そういう意味じゃないんだ。アリスとはイメージが合わなかったから。
Ignoring his pleas, she continued briskly toward the woods. There was no way she was going to ride the bike now. Wait, what? Really? Sensing her stubborn shriek, he desperately called out to her.
待った。今のはこっちが悪かった。すぐに持ってくるから、怒るのはつけにしておいてくれ。
Alice stopped. As soon as he saw her stop, he hurried to the rear courtyard, grabbed the key from where it was hanging, and used it to unlock Alco's bicycle. By the time Sojiro brought it back to the front of the mansion, Alice was continued toward
アリスの
the
性格
forest.
なんとなくつかめてきたな。
Muttering to himself, he straddled the bike. He rested his foot on the pedal. It felt light but sturdy. Confident the bike would support his weight and Alice's, he began pedaling. He knows how to ride a bike? That's interesting.
アリス
I guess they got bikes in the mountains. She turned as he called out to her, before shooting him a piercing glare.
行こう。後ろの荷台に乗ってくれ。でもクッションがないから痛いと思う。辛かったら言ってくれ。止めるから。
私は大丈夫よ。しずきくんが嫌じゃなければの話だけど。
He had hit the nail on the head. Alice definitely held a grudge over the smallest things.
そういうことなら問題ないよ。アリスが後ろにいてくれるのは嬉しい。それで、行き先は間境界でいいんだな。
Unabashed and undaunted, he plowed on. His tone seemed to ease Alice's mood. She nodded calmly and took a seat on the luggage rack above the rear tire.
手を回すけど、私が触れても平気。
ん？大丈夫だよ。体力があるのはさっき証明しただろ。
Alice silently wrapped her arms around Sojiro. Once she had held on tightly enough, he gripped the handlebars.
よかった。
He said quietly.
何が良かったの？
Sojiro turned to her, an ambiguous expression on his face, and then began paddling vigorously. He let go of the brakes and the bicycle hurtled towards Shino Inuzuka's steep incline. Surprised by the sudden speed, Alice grasped. Do I have the music muted? Do I have the music muted? Am I an L? Hold on. Why do I... Yo. Okay, I'm like, there wasn't no street. No, there's just no music playing. Okay, I was about to be scared for a second. We're good. Okay, and clutched Sojiro tighter. She went to protest, but stopped when she saw the serious expression on Sojiro's face. Instead, she decided to tighten her grip. Under the night sky, a young girl had put her faith in a young boy. Faster than a roller coaster, the bicycle hurtled toward Misaki Town Station. Around the station, there was no sight of cars or people. While the town slept under its snowy blanket, two people were racing like the wind. The boy spoke.
本当によかった。二人乗りが思ったより簡単で。
But he was alone in his relief. It was their first bicycle ride together, and they spent it speeding down an empty highway. The boy's words were lost in the howling wind, unfortunately. In spite of the late hour, there were still lights on in the church. Originally, the light at the time of night came from the entrance to the sleepless hospital, ever vigilant and ready to receive patients. However, this was a quiet town with little nightlife. The hospital saw perhaps one emergency patient per night. However, and it was not equipped to handle tonight's sole patient. It was a little before 1 o'clock in the morning. Leaving the bicycle outside, the two headed into the church. With this snow-covered roof, the church looked like it was wearing a white hat that lit up in the darkness. In the entrance stood a tall shadow. What in the... we sure we can trust this dude? Was that the guy that looked like Alco in the... Oh, I see. That was the... Yeah. Where is he? Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That's Eddie. Eddie Fumi... What? Fumi... I've never seen anything pronounced like that in Japanese. So maybe that's Fumi Desuka? I don't understand that. How do you say that? Fumid? Fumi. Wouldn't it usually be like Fumidu or there? I don't know how the hell you get that. Whatever. Let's go. The man's voice was placid. Dressed in a long coat, he had been waiting for Alice.
エイリ神父、青子は
ユイカが見ています。私が駆けつけた時には手遅れでした。青崎の家に伝令を願いたいのですが。
青子はそれを望まないわ。それにあちらも今は城に囚われているそうです。今夜の相手は真っ先に青子の祖父の動きを封じたようですから。
The two exchanged pleasantries. Soju did not move from the foot of the stairs.
おや、そちらは。
Though the father seemed calm, his words had an edge to them. As if to protect Sojiro from his gaze, Alice stepped between them.
彼は青子の使い魔。契約はまだなされていないけれど。
使い魔ってアリス。
Sojiro was about to complain, but Alice shot a fiery glance. That all but said, just shut up and play
そう
along.
ですか。そのような申告はありませんでしたが、届けが遅れたのは不問としましょう。外部の魔術師と交戦中でしたからね。あなたたちはその撃退を最優先にしたということで。
Alice nodded in thanks.
では通ります。彼の同行を許可しなさい。
ご自由に。私はこれより朝廷に向かいます。管理者が変わるのなら、両教会への資料を用意しなければいけませんので。ああ、留守中は律香に任せてありますから、必要なものがあれば彼女に。
As if passing the baton, Father Airy exited the church. Sojiro took two full steps back to give him a wide breath. The priest had a dignified air about him. To put it bluntly, he was strikingly beautiful. Straight nose, glistening lips, not a single imperfection on his mildly effeminate face. But that only went as far as his appearance. His manner lacked any hint of softness or grace. Just by looking at him, you could tell he was dependable, like tempered steel, despite being somewhat unapproachable. The priest disappeared silently into the night, the darkness of his coat overpowering the moonlight. In awe, Sojiro watched him leave.
なんか仙人みたいな人だな。
In his own way, Sojiro was expressing affection. For some reason, Father Airy's distant tone made him feel nostalgic. Alice gave Sojiro a deathly stare.
気を許さないで。彼は教会の人間よ。私たちを監視する側だけど、今回は彼の手を借りるしかなかっただけ。許されるなら、真っ先に消えてほしい人間だから。
Her curse ringing in the air, Alice placed her hand on the doors of the chapel. They were twice her height, and who knows how heavy. It did not look like she could open them anytime soon. Sojiro climbed the stairs 3 at a time and helped Alice push the towering doors. Here's my music. The dim light of the chapel brought with it a familiar scent of burning oil. The interior was breathtaking. The tall ceiling, the stained glass windows on every wall. It all felt intended to illustrate the presence of the Holy Spirit within these chambers. Like the foyer of the Kuonji estate, there was not a single heater. The bitter cold made the chapel feel more severe. She's finally back. The gentle voice echoed through the chapel, encourages to its surroundings. It was a voice of a woman. Alice made her way past the rows and pews toward the front altar. Sojiro closed the large doors and hurried after her. Was what happened canon? I can't remember if that was a canon episode. It had to have been.
使える足があったから、後ろの彼。足って、あれ？あなた。
Sojiro showed himself, surprising the woman. They started intently staring at each other, wondering what the other was doing here.
知り合い？
ああ、うん。まずいことに知り合い。宗十郎さん、引っ越したって話だけど、もしかしてあっちゃんのところに下宿してるの？
Sojiro nodded. Alice turned visibly sour at this unexpected development.
どういうこと？しずき
Why is she looking at him like that?
律香さんとはどういう関係？
関係ってそうね。お魚屋さんでしょっちゅう割引してもらったり、荷物持ちを頼んでみたり、たまにお茶飲んだりする主婦の友みたいな。
意味がわかりません。律香さん結婚していないでしょ。
Needless to say, Sojiro was not a housewife's best friend, and all that suggested. But there were more urgent matters at
う
hand.
わ、そこを突っ込むのか。あっちゃん、私にだけは一切妥協がないのはどうかと思うの。
律香さんの場合、どこまで本気かわからないから。おかしなところは全部追求しておかないといけないだけよ。
あら素敵。仲のいい姉妹みたいね、私たち。じゃあ、その信頼に応えて本当のこと言うと、彼とは町内会の顔見知りよ。スパイ行為とかそういうんじゃないし、そもそもそんな器用な人じゃないでしょ、宗十郎さんは。
本当？
Alice stared straight at Sojiro. What? Why did they do that? To let him know she was mad at him for hiding this from her.
本当だ。魚屋でバイトしてる時に知り合った人だ。前に親切にしてもらったんで、お礼にイワシを一匹サービスしたら、それ以来ごひいきに。
そうそう。商店街で買い物してれば、嫌でも宗十郎さんとは顔見知りになるわ。あっちゃんも怒るぐらいなら買い物に来ればいいのに。密かな商店街のアイドルです、彼。
アイドルとは人気者という意味で、値切りやすいかもって意味じゃないような。
His apparent popularity would have to be questioned another time. Collecting herself, Alice focused on the door in the recesses of the
律
church.
香さんの事情は知りませんが、彼は青子の連れです。その他に説明はいりますか？
ああ、やっぱりそういうことなのね。ま、言いたいことはいろいろあるけど、今はそれどころじゃないし。了解したわ。他ならぬあっちゃんの頼みだし、特殊な例だけど、彼はこちらで保護しましょう。
Alice nodded and began walking to the door.
アリス。
ダメよ、宗十郎さん。
As Sojiro was about to follow Alice, Ritsuka stepped in his way.
あなたは言ってはいけません。彼女たちに任せなさい。
She asserted bluntly. Meanwhile, Alice had reached the door and entered further into the chapel.
言ってはいけないって。どうして？
あなたのためよ。青子の容体は普通の人が見ていいものじゃない。気分を悪くするだけ。それとも嫌な思いをしてもいいくらい青子が心配なのかしら。
Sojiro was not able to give an immediate answer. It had finally hit him just how bad a state Alco must be in. Based on Alice's condition when he found her, Why is that so hard? No. Okay, look, he's using his intuition that Alco's injuries might be even worse. He tried to imagine her expression in that state, but he could not.
青崎相手に心配なんかしません。
Literally, he had never been worried about her before. Not truly.
でも会いに行くのね。
はい。
Her answer. He answered her reflexively. Ritsuka sighed at the boy's naivety. Okay, but nonetheless, that's aside.
どうぞ行ってらっしゃい。アリスさんが使ったドアから入って4番目の部屋よ。今一番取り込んでる頃だから、ゆいちゃんの邪魔だけはしないように。
Sojiro thanked her and went after Alice, leaving Ritsuka Suse. I don't know why say is not working for me. Is that how I usually say say? Whatever. The self-proclaimed everybody's friendly neighbor alone.
さて、ユイカあたりなら止めるんでしょうけど、ま、私は宗十郎さんの味方だし、傷つく男の子とか大好物だし。少々スパルタと自覚しておりますが、これも親切な姉心と思って、宗十郎さんには後悔していただきましょう。
She spoke with force, but her words echoed aimlessly around the chapel. With a sigh, she shrugged her shoulders and made the sign of a cross in a rather manner. The sound of Sojiro's footsteps grew fainter. His lack of hesitation had left a pain in her heart, and not because he did not look back at her, but because he was choosing to ignore the primal fear inside him. An elderly man once said, "An animal's death and a human's are two different things. You may think they are the same, but they differ to the core. Our heads have known the difference since the dawn of man. An animal's corpse, be it a pig's or a deer, is different. If the swing of an axe or a machete is violent, then so must be a human. So must a human corpse be. Therefore, before you see one with your own eyes, you should at least understand it with your ears. I'm sorry, okay. Listen closely, Sojiro. When a person dies, blood flows like a crimson river. It's too much to bear. Perhaps because he was not used to the stone path beneath his feet, Shojo's mind wandered back to the words he heard as a child. The instant he opened the door, there was a palpable change in the air. The room was small, with a simple bed and wooden dresser. And there on the bed was laying by her side, tending to her, was the woman he had just seen in the chapel, Ritsuka. No, she only looked like her. Her eyes were closed and her garments covered in blood. He had met her once before. Oh, they're sisters. I didn't get that. Yuika Suse. I didn't get that at all. A nun at the chapel or church. She was doing something too. Yuika had a pair of scissors and some thread. Her hands moved delicately yet quickly, as though playing an organ. Her movements were precise, as if flawlessly reading sheet music. One by one, the supply of bandages diminished. Bandages recently applied to the wounds were quickly replaced with fresh ones. Gauze was placed everywhere and tried to cope with the amount of blood. Once the white cloth was dyed red and discarded, the dressings scattered around the floor resembled roses. In a wilted rose garden, the nun played her organ. The scene looked unlike any reality Sojiro knew. It was clear why the air had changed. There was a savage odor in the room. Even though he was experiencing for the first time, he knew what it was. The smell burned his lungs. He could not bring himself to look at the bed. Fighting his feelings, his eyes refused to move there. He noticed Alice next to the bed. Ever expressionless, she looked like a statue next to a grave, except she was trembling ever so slightly. It could have been from fear, anxiety, rage, or a combination of the three. Before lay a life on the verge of death. But whose life? It was difficult to tell with only a glance. Some sort of puppet covered in bandages, perhaps. Her hair should be beautiful, but it fell flat, disheveled. Despite her short breaths, her chest convulsed, up, down, up, down. Factitious? Though the thought was, Soju recalled the rodeo machine on the roof of the department store. Ah, the painkillers and anesthesia could not have been working. New bandages were soaked with crimson in minutes. Her fingernails bit into the sheets. Her face twisted in agony. Anesthesia would not be enough, so if she was still alive, she must be conscious too. It worried him that no one seemed concerned about this. In this state, she would surely lose her mind before her life. In short, the boy never wanted to see anything like this ever again. Bed sheets should be white, not red. With every blink, the color deepened. Sojiro was finally forced to accept that the bleeding mess in the center of it was her. He felt the blood surge in his veins, the squeaking of the bed, the snip of the scissors, the grasp of agony. It all faded. All he could hear was his own pounding heartbeat. The smell of blood she choked up sent a wave of nausea through him. His knees abandoned him. And it was perfectly understandable. His brain had to shut his consciousness off to protect itself. The mind could only take so much reality. He would give anything to never see something like that again.
そうか。青子ちゃんは全部わかっているんだね。自分だけのことじゃなくて、この後に起きることも、何が残って何が残らないのかも、全部まっすぐに受け止めている。それでも自分であり続けられるということは、とても強いことなんだよ。
And she went on. I kind of liked her smile. But she just had to go and say the one thing I wish she hadn't. The last day of middle school seemed so long. As the cherry blossom petals danced around, my little dream was crushed. I never really considered myself strong. At least until I began remembering those words from time to time.
青崎は分かってると思ってた。いや、きっと分かってるんだな。だから、そこが強いんだろうね。
And lately, an idiot who said things like that had appeared in my life. I knew I always judged people more harshly than those around me. But to have someone I'd only known for a few days point that out was like a stab in the chest. Not only that, the words sounded so similar. They made me so angry. I couldn't see straight. Only him and one other person have ever said anything like that to me. Then again, I suppose my sister said the same thing without actually saying it. You're different from us. But me being me, I took it as a curse rather than a compliment. My actions, my choices, my morals, all the good and bad I've done. When all is said and done, am I really any better than anyone else? Of course I am. I'll never sacrifice myself for those around me. I just had to call it strong, true to myself, in spite of how alone, stubborn, and ridiculous I know I could be. When I was younger, it only confused me. I mean, I don't know any other way. I am who I am. The frustrating fact is, I simply don't have the courage to give up. So why? Why do I get treated special for doing what comes naturally? The sunlight stirred her. Maybe it was the pain of having her whole body held together by arcane threads. But Akko felt like she had a silly dream. She gulped air through her painful, parched throat. Gray rays of light shone through a small window, bringing her back to reality. Unable to bear it, Akko attempted to roll over. Except, she could only move her right arm. She tried lifting her arm, but couldn't feel anything past her elbow. When she stopped concentrating on her bandaged arm, it fell to the bed like stone.
さて
Alko took her surroundings, moving only her eyes. Evidently, she had been asleep in this bed. Unable to feel certain parts of her body, she felt like a robot. The room was tiny and undecorated. It was like an apartment without a tenant. Judging by the good repair, she guessed that she was in Ida Church. Outside, it seemed closer to noon than morning. Clouds filled the sky as usual, dulling the sun's rays. Idly, she thought that it could be enough to melt the snow outside. Then, finally, she noticed the figure of a girl. Next to her bed, Alice Kuonji was sitting in a chair,
お
unmoving.
はようアリス
She called out to her, all too casually. It was more difficult to talk than she thought. Alice was her typical stoic self, although Alko did notice a glimpse of concern in her eyes.
寝てないんでしょ肌が荒れてる
Yo, there is no... The light in her eye is gone. It's quite literally gone.
努力はしたわ。けど、瞳子さんに飲まされたものが解毒されるまで眠れそうにないの。半端な痛みは、こういう時に生ぬるいわね。
Hold on. I tired? Okay, I got you. I tired too. Alice's uncharacteristically vulgar comment helped Alko feel a little more like her usual self. She felt reassured having a comrade in arms by her side instead of a concerned neighbor.
そうアリスもやられたの状況は大体予想してるけど一応細部を聞かせてくれない
Alko remained horizontal as she spoke with a cool tone. Despite Alko's condition, Alice granted her request. After all, they had known each other for 2 years. Alice knew exactly the kind of anesthesia Alko Aozaki needed right now. I'll just make sure it was the right word. Alice Kuonji's battle with Toko Aozaki ended in the former's victory. The Thames troll was a specialized familiar, even amongst fairy tale monsters. While lacking the incredible reality warping abilities of Flat Snark, its sheer mass, durability, and strength were second to none. Toko's rune magecraft was rendered completely ineffective by its stone armor. In all fairness to Toko, most mages would not stand a chance against the bridge giant. The reason lay in Mystic's body. As a general law of magecraft, a mystic will lose to a stronger, older mystic. The history of the bridge giant dated back well over 1,000 years. Its origins could be traced back to the 1st century when Britannia was conquered by the Romans. Conversely, despite having roots dating back to the Age of Gods, runes had unfortunately been lost to time. Rune magecraft was little more than an attempt to revive a dead art. However, monsters from fairy tales like the troll were different. They lived on in the hands of Alice Kuonji. A magical world was vast, but one could probably count on one hand that okay, let me calm down. Look. All right, I don't want to recap, man. I don't want to recap. I want to go back to reading that little Alko memory thing. That was so fire. I want to go back to that. That was so fun. I'm sorry. Okay, still functioned after being chanted into existence a millennia ago, as Alice's ploy did. In contrast, Toko the rune user was only about 2 decades old. Carving a rune took only about a moment. There was no way a quick spell could defeat a personification of London Bridge in Alice's homeland. That being said, a beast had appeared that surpassed even those from fairy tales. Beowulf, the Golden Beast. It seemed absurd to compare a small and relatively powerless wolf to a towering stone giant. The Thames troll's attacks were earthquaking. A direct hit from its 50-ton strikes would smash anything into pace, while a glancing blow will create a mincemeat. And yet, the beast had attacked head-on and torn right through it. The wolf's fur bristled. The creature metamorphosized like liquid. It was a breathtaking display. The wolf howled at the moon as if in joy and streaked forward like a bolt of golden light. Wow. In an instant, the duel was decided. The radiant spear of a wolf flew straight through the giant's chest and sank its teeth into its heart. The troll exploded. Chunks of stony metal rained down. Luminous fur scattered light in the wind. Two mystics dispersed without a trace and returned from whence they came. The curtain fell on a battle straight out of a mythology. There among the rubble of a fairy tale monster was the golden wolf standing like a flame. What came after could barely be described as a battle. It was more like the slaughter of a defeated pawn. The wolf leapt on Alice, disemboweling her with ease. Its claws cut through the protective wards on Alice's coat like a hot knife through butter. The golden wolf, the wolf which understood human speech, could only be the magical creature known as the werewolf. Werewolves were the forest people of Western Europe, with origins far more ancient than the fabricated vampire legends of the continent. However, none were known to have golden coats. It's said that the most elite werewolf bloodlines boasted silver fur. Silver werewolves were pack leaders, and werewolves of the caliber were considered phantasmal, rather than magical beings or creatures. But a golden werewolf was superior to even that, and so transcended human knowledge. Alice Koenji's ploys were among the ultimate mystics to have been created by humankind. Therefore, the golden wolf could have only been a mystic born of the planet. When a celestial body has been active for millions of years, even billions, occasionally a miraculously droplet of creation spills over into our current world. What? Occasionally a miraculous droplet. Okay, gotcha. The mystic had to be over 3,000 years old. A human mage, no, any mage living in the current magical paradigm would be helpless against the golden wolf. Not even in theory would they stand a chance of defeating it. Which means that this werewolf was Alco and Alice's worst nightmare.
そう。アリスがお手上げの相手だものね。私がどうにかできるはずもなかったわけだ。でも、要は魔術でなければいいのよね。テムズの動力は魔力だけど、テムズのパンチは純粋な衝撃でしょ。当たりさえすればぺしゃんこじゃないの。
残念だけど、あれ基本は狼の姿なだけで状況によって形を変えるわ。テムズの腕を受け止めた時は大猿みたいになっていたし、機関銃やロケットで狙ってもかわされるか体の硬い生き物に変化して防ぐんじゃないかしら。
地球上の生き物なら何にでも変われるってことか。でもまあ質量までは無理かな。基本は2メートル台の生物のいいとこ取りってあたりで勘弁してほしいわね。ねえ、すごく関係ないけど深海の生き物に変わられたらちょっと怖いと思わない？
Alco narrowed her eyes as she bemoaned this creature's existence. The conversation appeared to have revived her fighting spirit once again. Her eyes were focused and her thoughts clear. Akko was back to her usual self.
その後はアリスうまく逃げられたの？
いいえ、私もあの狼にやられたわ。
Alice explained how the wolf had pinned her to the ground. Incidentally, she kept the part about Sojiro rather short. Alice herself was not entirely sure why she felt it necessary to leave the most of that information out.
アリスが相手をした後、休む間もなく私のところに来たわけか。初めから昨日で決着をつけるつもりだったんだ、姉貴。姉妹かな。ここぞって時のタイミングは一緒だったの忘れてた。切り札は見せたからには敵を殲滅しなくちゃいけない。姉貴は視点を残り2つにしておいて、自分の正体を告げてこっちの戦力を分けさせた。その時点で奥の手を投入してくることは覚悟してたけど、まさか人狼なんて極物とはね。
Akko let out a heavy sigh. Alice nodded slightly in agreement.
それはそれとして、宗十郎がアリスを助けに行くなんてね。感謝しなくちゃいけないんだろうけど、バカな真似してくれたわ。私が瞳子の立場なら、報復の可能性は一つ残らず排除する。私たちがどうにかなった後、猫の手首ひねるみたいに片付けられるわよ、あいつ。
しずきくんならこちらで保護してもらってるけど。
Akko's eyes widened.
うわ、どういう風の吹き回し？アリスがあいつの世話を焼くなんて。
だって放っておいたら青子が怒ると思って。
Alice responded with her eyes closed. Akko frowned in silent indignation. I don't know how to say that. As if she wanted to protest where Alice got that idea from.
まあいいけど、それじゃあ今ここにいるんだ、宗十郎。姿が見えないけどどうしたの？
Still unable to move her neck, she looked around as best as she could.
彼なら気分を悪くして倒れたわ。今はエイリ神父の寝室を借りているけど。
Akko furrowed her brow at collapsed. Sure, he was under Treasure's protection, but had Toko set the wheels in motion for his
何
death?
があったの？一体。
Alice paused for a moment before carefully answering the question.
それが彼、あなたを見て嘔吐したの。
She had decided to be blunt. Akko was taken aback. For several seconds, dim sunlight leaked through this window. When she had found her voice again, she muttered,
いいけど、ひどい侮辱よね、それって。
Perhaps amused or perhaps exhausted from staying up all night, Alice cracked a tiny giggle.
何よ、そんなにおかしい、アリス。
さあ、どうかしらね。けど、しずきくんにも言い分はあるでしょう。今。
Akko appraised her physical state. She was dressed in a hospital gown. Bandages covered the majority of her body, and her right leg was in a plaster cast. Since she could move her right arm, she brought her bandaged fingers to her throat.
そっか、思い出した。あのガキ、まず私の首元に噛みついたんだっけ。すごかったわよ、首が噛み砕かれるのって。ゴキーンって音が頭の中に響いて、気持ち悪いったらなかったわ。ち、あそこから好き勝手やられたもんだから、つい忘れてた。
Akko sounded upbeat, but the look in her eyes was anything but. She had been torn to pieces, but her life had been mercifully spared. At least she hadn't been dismembered. She had been bitten, beaten, and her bones broken. Magic crests containing the Aozaki's secret arts decorated her body. Even if her spine was broken, as long as her body was alive, the crests would piece it back together. Despite the crests easing the pain a little, she still hurt enough to want to kill that wolf 100 times over.
視点は全部壊された。これで三崎氏の霊脈はフリーってわけね。全容を把握してるのはうちらだけの特権だったけど、瞳子は昔から知ってる以上、解析の手間もいらないと。真剣な話、所有権の書き換えまで何時間かかると思う？
瞳子さんなら2日かからないでしょうね。 支店の修復は土地そのものに任せるしかない。支店のプロテクトが治る頃にはこの町はもう彼女のものよ。
明日の夜明けとともに破産する我が身とはね。それでアリスの方はどうなの？まだいける？
思考魔術だけなら少しは。あとは小道具に頼ることになるでしょうね。
ああ、お話にならないか。
Akko went silent again, staring straight at the ceiling. Alice knew all too well what
それ
that
でも
meant.
やるんでしょ、青子は。
まあね、私諦めるのってできないから。で、そういうアリスはどうなのよ。
私は一度自分のものになったものは決して人には渡さない。
Akko muttered in agreement to Alice's terse response. Alice's intense attachment to her possessions was enough to make even Akko shiver. Once something is mine, it stays mine. To take it a step further, betrayal was an unforgivable sin. This personal motto was further proof of her
オッ
uncompromising
ケー、
nature.
決まりね。じゃあ悪いけどもう少し休ませて。今晩までには何とか動けるようにするから。
If the nun who stitched her back together had heard that, she would have fainted. Akko could barely even eat in her current condition. Even so, Alice stood up and nodded. As Akko's partner, she knew that once her mind was made up, she had to trust her. Silently, the girl in black began to take her leave. She stopped in front of the door, her hand to her mouth.
アリス？
Akko was curious, suspecting that Alice had something silly to say again. Quite the contrary. Instead of blushing, Alice furrowed her brow like she was thinking over a difficult riddle.
アリス？
Akko called out, but Alice remained with her back to her roommate.
なんで間に合ったのかしら。
She spoke as if the words had accidentally burst from her thoughts. Alice's question was about something Akko could not have possibly guessed.
あの時もそう。私たち始発で帰ってきたのに。
She carried on mumbling at the door. Unable to find an answer, Alice gloomily put her hand on the doorknob.
言いたくないなら別にいいけど。何がどうしたっていうのよ、アリス。
Alice did not respond. She opened the door to leave the room and left a few words hanging in the air.
どうでもいいことだけど、ゆいかさんにはしずきくんは見えなかったそうよ、青子。
Huh? What? What? She has her eyes closed. Isn't her eyes always closed, bro? The door closed with a thud.
そりゃまた珍しい。
Akko mumbled to herself in her bed, seemingly slightly happy. Blind since birth, Yuiki Suse, I don't know why it keeps messing me up. It's Suse. I don't know, maybe Suse, like saying it like that, I feel like I'm saying it wrong. But I promise you it's Se. Yuika Suse saw the world through her other senses. She was especially sensitive to enemies, or those who bore ill will, and typically viewed almost everyone as a threat, presumably because that was the easiest thing to pick up on. So when she said she couldn't see Sojiro, that meant he was completely harmless. And then, that harmless individual decided to pay a small sick room a visit. Sojiro looked like a stiff breeze could knock him over. It made Aoko wonder who the real
何し
patient
に来た
was.
のあんた。
Though Akko could barely move, she was able to give him a cold shoulder. His expression gaunt, Sojiro grunted something or other, before beginning to speak more coherently.
アリスが客間で眠ったから礼拝堂にいたんだけど、 人が集まりだしたんで、こっちに逃げてきた。
あ、礼拝の時間か。クリスマスだってのによくやるわ。
The holy night. It was indeed Christmas, but regular mass was on. If what? What? Who called? No, they're not saying mass is an abbreviation, or not abbreviation, I guess, but a shorted down version of Christmas, right? They're just saying mass as like the masses, like people would out on Christmas Eve. The ones gathering in the chapel must have been truly devout followers. Tourists were rare in Misaki after all. So much so that almost no one visited the area this time of year. The worshippers must have been locals.
それで別にどうってことないでしょ。探せば顔見知りもいるんじゃない？
Alko was as distant as ever. She clearly had not forgotten the fact that he had vomited when he saw her, and a hint of spite leaked into her voice. Then again,
いや、ちょうどいい機会だから、いろいろと聞きたくなって。少し話をしていいかな。
since Alko was always in a bad mood, Sojo did not pick up on anything out of the ordinary. She wanted to tell him to go drink some water because he looked ready to collapse, but he didn't seem aware of his own condition. And to be fair to him, Alice did say Alko was in bad shape. Given how unaccustomed to blood Sojiro was, it was no wonder he fainted. The dude is unaccustomed to blood but got scars all over his body? You telling me them scars didn't have any blood leaking from him? He just got them scars. He tatted them on him? Like, what do you... He's unaccustomed to blood, but the dude got scars on his neck, his arms, his wrist. What? Okay.
ああ、そうか。話なんてまだ無理だな。すまない。
Unaccustomed to blood, sees Alice bleeding out on the ground, is like, you know, that's cool. I'll just carry you. Unaccustomed to blood. Like, what? Maybe unaccustomed to, like literally just blood everywhere, but unaccustomed to blood is crazy to say. That makes no sense. Sojiro seems to have misunderstood Alko being deep in thought as not having enough stamina to speak. Naturally, this did not sit well with
待ち
Alko.
なさいよ。話だけなら別に構わないわ。やる気持て余してるし、暇つぶしがてらに相手してあげるわよ。ま、退屈しのぎにしてはちょっとグレード下がるけど、この際贅沢言ってられないし。
What the hell changed, bro? Why is Alko so much more upbeat, lighthearted, doesn't care about really anything, and is not like this cold shouldery anymore in Melty Blood, bro? I'm so like, I get in Melty Blood she's like 32, bro. Like she's like 20 something, 32, and in this game she's like 17, 18, right? So it's like, of course, throughout those years you're gonna change, but she is, when it comes to fiction, like I feel like they keep the characters somewhat similar, especially when it's like a time jump like that. But it's like she's a completely different character. Like if you haven't seen any Melty Blood footage of her or any of her quotes or her ending, completely different character. She is so much more like joking. I don't really care about anything. Super duper, like the definition of carefree. Like literally just definition of carefree. In this, she's a lot more, you know, Alko. I don't know. You guys have been watching the series, hopefully. Sojiro sensed this was going to be rough, but took a seat on this chair next to the bed.
何が聞きたいの？
Alko spoke energetically in an attempt to distract from her weakened experience. Naturally, she knew she was fooling no one. My bad.
やっぱり青崎は強いな。安心した。
Sojiro said, nodding in admiration. Alko shot him an unimpressed look in response to the unwanted praise.
あんたってほんと間が悪いわ。いいわよ、別に。私の夢の話だから、そっちが気に病むことは。
She what? Remembering. Glowered, bro. Come to think of it, almost everyone in her dream was here in the church, turning her dour expression into an irritated one.
やめやめ、こんなつまんない話。聞きたいことがあるなら手っ取り早く済ませちゃってよ、宗十郎。
よかった。 じゃあまず今の状況を聞かせてくれないか。トウコさんの話じゃ俺も無関係じゃないそうだし。
Sojiro spoke calmly, making Alko wonder if he really understood the gravity of his situation. He was Toko's enemy now. He was defenseless and needed protection. Neither Alko nor Alice could help him, and the church could withdraw their sanctuary at any moment. He had picked a side, and that had turned him from innocent bystander into a target. The answer he sought was simple at that. He knew the facts. He was not a mage, and was therefore powerless.
それでもアリスは助けられたわけだし。
Alko did owe him for that. To say thanks, she decided to at least give him the whole story.
よし、今までの経緯も含めて軽く説明してみましょうか。
No, I don't want to go through it like this. Please, if you're not going to show me, don't show me. I actually think it's cool that we didn't get to see this happen. I actually think it's okay.
何か得るものがあるかもしれないし。
No, 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 no. Don't show me her getting her absolute. Okay, come on. Alko compressed herself from the beginning of the explanation. No, wait, whoa. Okay, I like this. Hold on. Okay, good. We're not recapping her battle that just happened. I actually want to see, like, the witch on the Holy Night. Of course, the ending with them clashing and like, okay, we didn't see how badly she lost at first. Well, we know that she lost due to the werewolf, but you know, I don't know. I need some water. Give me like about 5 seconds. Water drink speedrun. Okay. The battle began at the end of November. A lot had happened since then, including meeting Sojiro.
事の起こりは1ヶ月前。三崎市に貼られた結界の端っこが何者かに消されたのが発端だった。私が跡継ぎになってから5度目の三崎市を狙う敵の登場ってわけ。
So in 2 years, or she had been the official before she met Alice?
今回の敵は私たちとは直接戦わず、まず土地を奪うところから始めたわ。今までのやつは私たちを半人前と舐めていたから、大抵は真正面から仕掛けてきて、勝手にアリスの猟犬の餌食になったんだけど、まあそれはどうでもいいとして。
That's what one of the side chapters were.
町の結界には2種類あって、侵入者を見つけるものと土地の力を有効利用するものがあるの。敵が壊したのは土地の結界の方で、これが全部壊されると私やアリスは土地の所有権を失ってしまう。土地のないはぐれ魔術師と同じになっちゃうのよ。もちろんそうならないように侵入者をあぶり出すための結界があるんだけど、こっちには何の反応もなかった。ま、当然よね。今回の敵は私の姉貴青崎東子その人だったんだから。青崎の結界は同族である姉貴を敵とみなさなかった。あるいは姉貴は結界の抜け道構造の資格をついたのかもしれない。もともとうちの後継者はあの人だし、それぐらいの知識はあったでしょう。そうして姉貴は私たちに見つかることなく好き勝手に結界の支点を壊し始めた。時間をかけてゆっくり壊していったのは外からやってきた部外者を演じていたからでしょうね。さすがに連続して壊されればこっちも身内の犯行だと疑うし、うち親戚である浅木家とは仲悪いままだしさ。ま、姉貴の芝居に騙された私たちが間抜けなんだけど、セオリーとして結界崩しは長丁場になるものなの。管理地の結界は強固に作られているからね。普通は半年単位での攻防になる。攻める側はまず結界を形取る視点が何個あるか、それがどの5大要素でくくられているか、退去のもちろん。
Sorry, I'm getting a little antsy. I gotta take a break in a second. We're almost an hour in with no edits, right? Like this, it's 11:18. I'm powering through. I wanted to say this towards the ending, but I guess I could say it now, just because I want to take a little break. I guess I'm gonna take an actual break whenever there's no music, so the editing is better, if there is that ever. But I wanted to make sure that these 2 double uploaded videos weren't like very short. Like I could have done 30 minutes and focused on the Holy Night, one video, 30 minutes in the next. But I really wanted to be able to really give you guys what you deserve. You know, missing a week, like, come on. Like, I literally have one thing to do, Witch on the Holy Night. Like, that's literally the only thing that's guaranteed on this channel. And it's like, if I can't even do that, like, you know, so I didn't want to half-ass it or like cut corners. I wanted to do at least an hour 30 or at least a chapter, right? At least a chapter in each episode. I plan on making it through on this one. The only issue I have is I'm a little afraid how close we are to the ending, and I'm kind of depressed, bro. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're not gonna stifle it any longer. We've done so many episodes. It's just crazy how quick this is happening. Like, we just met Toko, and now it's like end of the game. It's like Witch on the Holy Night 1. So yeah, hopefully, I don't know if this chapter is gonna be 2 hours and 30 minutes. If so, I don't know about that. You know, I think an hour 30 would be good. If I could hit 2 hours 30, I don't know. I need to take a break in a minute, but yeah, my mind is kind of scrambled right now. I can't lie. I can feel my brain, which is never good. My head hurts, I guess. I have water. I'm cooling. We're good. We're having fun. I'm liking this chapter so far. I like the dream part. I like reading for that. Hope you guys are enjoying the video. As always, let's keep going. All the while making sure the mage they belong to didn't notice.
守る側は侵入者がいることに気づくから、悪さをされる前に敵の拠点を見つけ出して外敵を排除する。こんな感じで結界崩しは長期戦、あるいは前哨戦になるものなの。大抵は攻める側が視点を壊すぞとアピールして、土地の持ち主を翻弄、疲弊させてから魔術師同士の直接対決で決着がつくわ。なんで結界を全部壊す必要はないのよ。管理地の持ち主を始末した方が早いし、その後は術式さえ解読しちゃえば土地を結界ごと横取りできる。わざわざ壊して作り直すより、昔からある結界の方が土地に馴染んでいて強力だしで一石二鳥でしょ。
That was how Alco and Alice were duped. They never thought the enemy would waste time and effort needed to break all sigils.
だから私とアリスはとりあえず受けに回った。視点を探すために町を調査している敵を待ち伏せて、これを片っ端から倒そうって。でもそのうちの一つがケチのつき始めだった。三崎町の公園で山張って待ち受けていた時、どうでもいい第三者が覗き見してやがったのよ。
Indeed. Okay, I'm not taking a break. I want to power through. I want to feel something. It was the ultimate taboo in the world of magecraft. The existence of mages must never be revealed to
その後
outsiders.
のことはわかるでしょ。私は敵との小競り合いをアリスに任せて、それより重要な目撃者狩りに専念せざるを得なくなった。言っとくけど、これはあんたのことだからね。そこで我関せずみたいな顔しないこと。
No sooner than had Alco said that, Sojiro gave her that exact look. Certainly, he had been listening, but not necessarily understanding.
ま、いいけどね。宗十郎がそんなだから秘密は漏れなかったんだし。で、あんたっていう目撃者を消そうとした私の単独行動は、敵にしても都合のいいものだった。強敵であるアリスがいないんだから、敵はこれを機会に私を始末しようと特注品の人形を差し向けたと思っていたけど、あれはただの嫌がらせね、間違いなく。そうでなきゃ私そっくりの人形なんて派遣するかっての。
Sojiro nodded, thinking back to the Alco's replica.
あれのことは忘れてちょうだい。まあ、そこから先はあんたもうすうす知ってるでしょ。私とアリスは敵との戦いに専念することになって、毎日のように捜査の手を空振って決戦の夜を迎えて、今はこうしてる。大体の経緯はこんなところよ。
She stared down at her body, as if recalling what had happened would help her accept her current state. Under the sheet, magical energy steadily flowed through her partially bandaged body.
これまでの君たちの話は分かったけど、 肝心の今の状況はどうなっているんだ？
Sojo's specific concern was the reason Alko was lying there. More than anything, he wanted to know what happened to her the night before. I don't.
バカね。
Yes,
状況も
thank
何
you.
も
Do not
完
explain
全に
it.
私たちの負けじゃない。
Judging by her tone, she would have raised both hands sarcastically in celebration if she could.
負けた？
そう。事実は正しく受け止めなくっちゃね。5つの視点が全部壊された時点で勝負はついたの。管理地の所有権は宙ぶらりで、明日にはトウコの手に渡るでしょう。で、それを阻止したいこっちは、私もアリスもこのありさま。もう立場は逆転したから、これから私たちは挑戦者。つまり、はぐれ魔術師ってことよ。
Which meant that Alko, Alice, and Sojiro only had a few more days with which to utilize the church's services. Aida Church was not only an arm of the Mages Association, but also a branch of the Holy Church that monitored heresy. Alko and Alice were owners of Misaki City's spiritual lands, but they belonged to neither of these organizations. The only reason the church helped out at all was because they were land's administrators. Once those rights were lost, the church would have no reason to provide any
エール
further
神
aid.
父はコウモリだから私を助けてくれたけど、ユイカさんは教会の代行者だから、傷が塞がったなら明日にでも出て行けって言ってくる。教会にとっちゃ魔術師なんてもともと排除すべき商売敵だからね。バカリツカはま、泣きつけば力にはなってくれるでしょうけど。
Sojiro understood little of what Alko was
そうじゃ
talking
なくて
about.
青崎、昨日の夜何があったんだ？
Stop, bro. Why do they keep trying to force this down? She keeps avoiding it perfectly. I'm like, yes. It literally makes no difference what actually happened last night. She got hurt. I'm trying to watch it. Chill. It's all good. Chill. Sojiro pressed her, and Alko really wished he had not. Why?
見てわから
Who
ない。
cares?
参拝なんてものじゃないわ。
Exactly. Short, long story of it. They wiped the floor with
喉
her.
に食いつかれる。体中好き放題噛まれまくる。挙句に右のママなんてなくなってたそうよ。ま、アリスのチョコレートのおかげで出血死は免れたけど。
She knocked on the cast around her leg. Alko spoke casually, but was trying to hide how much she wanted revenge for being humiliated. In contrast, Sojiro felt empty. The little color he had in his face began to fade. Was he repulsed by the terrible situation, or were his instincts telling him to flee? Regardless, he appeared very human.
なんでそこで固まる？あ、そっか。私を見て吐き出しちゃうぐらいナイーブなんだっけ、宗十郎ってば。大丈夫よ、今はくっついてるから。ユイカさんは治療専門だし、私だってただやられてたわけじゃないし。復元は青崎の得意分野だから、あれくらい問題ないわ。
Regeneration is a specialty of the Aozakis. Melty Blood, you listening? Can I get free regeneration without having to heat? Question mark. She gave him a reassuring look, but his expression was unchanged. Alko had expected him to worry, but this level of concern made it hard for even her to berate him. Feeling embarrassed, she started talking again.
けど姉切ったら、どうやってあんなのを手なずけたんだろう。金の狼なんて伝説の中にしかいないと思ってた。寝台の神秘であるあいつには青年クラスの魔術じゃないと太刀打ちできない。かといって殴り合いでどうにかできる相手じゃないし。
As images of the night before it entered Alko's mind, she bit her lip in anguish.
狼？
Conversely, the bizarre phrase snapped Sojiro out of his state of thought. What
黄
state?
金の人狼、勤労って言った方がいいのかな。狼男って言ってもわからないわよね。人間と狼のいいとこ取りみたいなやつと思えばいいわ。野獣というより魔獣の類よ。普 通の人狼なら対抗手段はあるんだけど、トウコが連れてるのは黄金の毛並みをした怪物でさ。あれは原初の人狼の血統で魔獣を通り越して幻獣の域に達している。聖域の相手にはそいつらを上回る神秘、積み重ねた時間とか魔術の奥義じゃないと無効化されるのよ。魔術は万能だけど、この年月の差だけは覆せない。ま、人間の魔術師にとっては天敵みたいな自然災害ね。
Her words indicated more admiration than hate. The way she whispered about the wolf strangely made sense to Sojiro.
何？
いや、要するに青崎たちじゃかなわない相手なんだな。なんてひどいやつだ。アリスはお腹が裂かれてた。青崎は傷ついてないところはないぐらいだ。子供なのに、いや、子供だから加減がないのか。
Sojiro's face was ghostly pale as he muttered nervously. Alco merely nodded in agreement.
ほんと。人の体を何だと思っているのかしらね、あのお子さん。なぬ
Alco raised her head. She looked as if she had seen a ghost.
子供って言った？あんた、なんでそんなことまで知ってるの？
やっぱりそうなのか。金色の髪なんて二人もいないと思ったんだ。そいつなら一度見かけたことがある。青崎が口にしたような怪物じゃなかったけど、森の奥で木の実が二人がかりでとっちめようなんて怖いこと言い出してさ、金一個ないから止めたんだよ。
Was it the day they were raking leaves? Because I remember there being something about the kid going into the building, right? Okay, the setup is insane. That's what I was saying with this visual novel, man. They'll drop some dimes here and there. You'll be like, what the? I don't care about that. And then 2 chapters later, it's like, hey, man, should have paid attention. He's right here. I saw his face. I knew there was actually no way of me telling. I don't think he's been here. He was, of course. I think he had ran into the old school building. His tone was as curious as the things he was trying to articulate. Alco, however, had more pressing matters. Much more
見
pressing.
たって、どこで？
学校の旧校舎。
I knew it. Okay. Oh
そ
my
ういえば挨
god.
拶程度なら話もしたっけ。一度だけアルバイトの時に牛肉50キロを生で届けたことがあって。
Oh my. The setup in this game is insane. When you think they're just having a random, they set up this entire park scene, the entire park scene with, or the not the park scene, but the old building scene where they're cleaning up, just to set up this little guy. That's crazy.
この大バカ
A strangely satisfying slapping sound rang out. Ignoring her wounds completely, Alco had grabbed a slipper and thrown at Sojiro, unassuming face, as hard as she could. She panted as Sojiro was knocked completely out of his chair. For a while, neither moved. Don't know why I read it like
なん
that.
で怒るんだ、青崎。
The boy asked, unfazed, as he slowly picked himself up. He sat cross-legged, as Alco scowled him like an enemy.
当たり前じゃない。なんでそんな怪しいこと黙ってんのよ、あんたは。
言うほどのことでもない。第一、君たちにこんな話をしても怒られるだけじゃないか。
Alco knew he was right. Alco knew he was right, so she swallowed her words. She imagined themselves at dinner.
ところで今日、牛肉の山を担いで届けたんだ。一匹丸ごと。いや、あるところにはあるものだね。お金と食欲。
If he had actually said it, Alco and Alice's response would be less than cordial.
そうだけど、本当に金髪の子供が旧校舎にいたの？
それが青崎の言う人狼かどうか自信はないけど、少なくとも町中の料理店が入れ替わりでおかしな注文を届けてるのは事実だ。
確かに食事のたびにあいつを外に出してちゃ目立つだろうけど。
She did not want to believe it, but the child had to be the werewolf. Could Toko really have been so careless as to hide him in plain sight? It didn't matter at this point. With the werewolf's habitat revealed, Toko's base had been revealed. To take over the bounded field, she needed an inconspicuous place to store materials. Misaki High School's old school building was the perfect place.
つまり全ての鍵はあんたが隠し持ってたってわけね。
隠していたんじゃない。だいたい青崎が裏山の掃除に参加していたらその時に分かったんじゃないか。飛び丸一人に任せず青崎も掃除に出ればよかったんだ。
In response to Sojo's infallible logic, Ako snapped her fingers. Still my pet. Instead of another slipper missile, she let out a faithful white collar. She let the faithful white collar express how she felt. And with the tightening of the collar, Sojo realized something. Ako had changed. From the bed, she looked down on him with a commanding glare. Though weak from her injuries, she was as sharp as ever. You would be forgiven for forgetting she was a patient. She was raring to fight. It went without saying who her rage was directed at.
青崎。
Alko responded in a vulnerable tone. Perhaps she had been taken by surprise. Now she had an objective. She had been lost in her own little world.
ありがとう、宗十郎。
He expected her to be sarcastic, but this was different. She was genuinely thanking him. He had never known her to be like this and was taken aback.
ね、とにかくトウコの居場所が分かったのはあんたのおかげだから礼ぐらい言っておこうと思ったの。それがお気に召さなかった？
いや、お礼を言ってもらえるのはいいことだけど、まさかその体でトウコさんのところに行くつもりか。
His tone was closer to scolding than sympathetic. Ako simply nodded resolutely.
取られたものは取り返すものよ、宗十郎。それもすぐに相手のものになってしまう前にね。
She sounded unshakable. Even so, Sojiro would not back
勝ち目
down.
がなくてもか。暇はないと言うけど、今はそれ以上に休息が必要だろう。その傷だって今は見れるけど、昨日はひどかったじゃないか。生きていたのが幸運なぐらいだ。
違うわ、あれは幸運なんかじゃない。そんな玉かっていうのよ、トウコが。
幸運じゃない。
そう、トウコはね、私が生き残れる程度の傷にとどめたのよ。だから私は生きてるんだし、トウコは私が行くのを待ってる。お互いがお互いの舞台の幕を下ろすために。そうでなければここまで待った意味がないでしょ。嫌だけどあんたの言葉を借りるならね。
Irritation tainted Ako's words. From the side, she looked terrifyingly serious. She was ready to fight to the death. Toko had given her little choice. Sojo could understand neither sister.
殺すために生かしたっていうのか、トウコさんは。青崎はそれが分かっているのに行こうとしている。
そうよ、勝負はついたけどまだ私たちの話は終わっていないもの。確かに全開してから行った方がいいに決まってるけど、そうしている間にトウコは岬の深部にたどり着く。そうなったら私の最後の切り札さえ使えなくなる。自分にできることを自分からなくしてしまうのは。
Though the pain in her azure eyes was not as deep as the pain of death, it spoke of the regret she would feel if she did not do everything possible while blood still flowed through her veins.
納得いったのなら黙ってて。いい、これは私の戦い。あんたには何の責任も関わりもない私の人生なの。座して死を待つなんてまっぴらごめんよ。勝つ気があるならいつまでもベッドで寝てるわけにはいかないでしょ。
Sojiro was dumbstruck. Ako could never let anyone else get involved. Whether that was because she cared or cared less, he could not tell. What he did understand, though, was that he wanted to stop her. He would have to do so with his bare hands, and he knew better than to try that. Even so, he had to ask one last question. If he did not, he would not be able to live with himself after leaving this room.
わからないな。青崎はなんでそこまでするのか、俺には想像もできない。君を縛っているのは義務と強制。どっちなんだろうね。
There was a sadness in his eyes. However, Ako was unmoved by them.
らしくなく難しいこと聞いてくるのね。いいわ。口にしても仕方のないことだけど答えてあげる。その2つはね、常に私を圧迫してるものだと思う。けど勘違いはしないで。義務も強制も誇りも恐れも周りから与えられたものじゃない。トウコと戦うのをやめたところで祖父は私を叱らないだろうし、アリスも文句は言わないでしょう。ここで逃げてもそれはそれで誰にとってもどうでもいい話になって終わるだけ。だから本当に意味なんてないのよ、何にだって。でも私はトウコから逃げたりしない。
That's just passion. I get it.
これはただのここにいるっていう存在証明なの。
That's what I'm saying. It's just that passion. She got that dog. I don't know what to say. Like, sometimes there are literally no stakes, but there's a sense of self there that you put so much work into something and just to see fruition. Like, she's been doing so much work into this magecraft stuff just to let it go like that and become a rogue mage. Hell no. You can take my life. I'll die trying. Even if I let go, nothing will happen. I did not work all that time just to have it taken from me. All that matters is proving to myself that I'm alive. That's all I'm saying.
私は単に意味がないからこそできることは全部やるって決めただけなんだ。
Picture, screenshot. Ending. That's getting put in the ending. Hurry up, screenshot. I know that my life has no meaning, and that's why I can do anything. Gems, bars, preach, whatever you want to call it. I know my life has no meaning, and that's why I can do anything. Bruh, let me spit to you for a second. Just a little bit of something. Just a little bit. See, this is why whenever I play video games or I watch YouTube or I play volleyball, things that you think are like, who cares? Like, that's not, you're not gaining anything from doing that. You're not, making a Fortune 500. You're not changing the world. It's like nothing really matters. Like, there is no way of saying there is something that you have to do, right? So I just do what I want, right? To a certain extent, right? I'm not crazy, I'm not about to go pull an Ako Awazaki and start, blasting puppets everywhere. I'm not going to do that crazy stuff. But nothing really has meaning unless you give it meaning. So I know my life has no meaning, right? There is no such thing. But I am doing these things because I can, because I want to, because I feel like I should. She's spitting. That's why I can do anything. Because I know that there is nothing that I have to do. So that means I can do everything. That's yo, come on. Like, come on. That's fire. Let's keep moving on. With fiery passion, Ako Aozaki said her piece. Sojiro was left with a pang in his chest. He didn't know why, but her words angered him. Then again, at the same time, her self-confidence had him in wonder. Even though she had said that her life had no meaning, her stubbornness gave meaning to
じゃ
everything.
あそれがたとえ
Without thinking, he started to ask another question. Maybe he wanted to change her mind. Maybe he just wanted to hear her
た
answer.
とえ他の誰も見ていなかったとしても
It came out as a murmur. Indeed, if no one was watching, no one could know that she had fled. This was the situation Alco was in. Even so, she shot him down instantly.
あら、見てるわよ。少なくとも私自身がね。
Phone's pulled out again. Hold up. Phone's pulled out again. Hold on. Let me clean my camera. Need that. Oh my God. If only I could go back and change my senior quote. Holy crap. That is crazy. Someone's always watching you, even if it's only yourself. Oh, I was talking to one of my friends the other day. Oh, I was talking to them about expectations and stuff like that. She didn't want to let people down, so she wasn't making the choice that she wanted to make. And I'm like, you're gonna let people down regardless of what you do. This kind of in the same sense. No matter what you do in life, you're gonna let somebody down. You cannot think like that. Like if you think this is the right thing to do, if this is what you, and everybody thinks what they're doing is right, but if you feel like this is what you have to do, do it. Do it. You're gonna disappoint people regardless of what you do. So why even worry about it? Somebody's watching me, I don't care. No one's watching me, I don't care. I'm still gonna be doing the same thing I'm doing 100% of the time. That's integrity, that's resolve. That's what you need in order to live. Because there are, everywhere you look, someone's gonna be looking back at you. Even if that's not the case, you're looking directly at a mirror. You're looking back at you. Why did Alco decide to spit today, bro? I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know why she on her deathbed. She's like, here are these gems for free. Sojiro is testing her, and she has all the answers. A+ student council member, student council president. My bad. Yeah, that hit you. That hit his spine. I saw that. He's about to start crying. That hit his spinal cord, bro. Her expression brightened, possibly because she had been surprised at having to state the obvious. Shoujo was wide-eyed in shock, but Alco remained nonchalant.
知らないの、宗十郎。生きてく上で一番の観客っていうのはね、他ならぬ自分自身なの。
Make sure you are proud of your fucking self, bro. That's all I'm saying. Make sure you love yourself before anything. I mess with Alco. She's fire. This Alice's favorite character. Alco might be on the top now. You know what I'm saying? It might be 1, 2, 3. You know, it might be Alco, Alice, Sojiro. Right? I don't know how. Damn. That's how you get your mental health right, bro. Make sure you do what you want to do for you. Always stay on your toes. Nobody watches you more than you. In the end, you will be alone. There are times you're going to be alone, and you have to be willing to accept the fact that you watch yourself more than you. Take care of yourself, bro. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Sojiro, you tried it. You tried it. You tried to do the pop quiz. This girl had a cheat sheet right in her brain. The wrinkles on her brain were the cheat sheet. She had it. Sojiro did not respond to her somewhat exasperated tone, but simply rose to his feet. He looked defeated, which was not like him at all. Sojiro?
すまない。君が素晴らしいことを言っているのはわかるんだ。けど、俺にはわからない。
You haven't lived yet, my boy. Once you have your sister come back and try to take everything you have. Once you have your sister literally see you playing with dolls and then take them shits and then throw it out back just cause. Once you fight your sister, beat the crap out of her, and then she pulls out a werewolf from the 18 millennia ago and cooks you and rips your neck off and literally takes out your abdomen and eats your intestines in front of you while all you can do is sit there and literally do nothing, you'll understand. But for now, You're just a young babe. Youth. You're youth. You're just young. You know, you're growing too. You get the experience as you grow. Chill. It's okay. You'll be fine. You'll get it. He meekly walked toward the door. As he placed his hand on the doorknob, he paused. For a few seconds, he fought with himself, desperately trying to think of something to say. You lost. You lost. No words came forth. And so he opened the door. You lost. You lost. Each conversation is a battle. Each word is swing of the sword. You should have brought a shield, my boy. You should have brought a shield. You should have brought a gun because you lost. Oh my God. Which swung with a strange creak, and he left the room. After watching him go, Alko turned her gaze toward the window. It was nearly evening. The veil of darkness was threatening to descend upon the town. No way. Don't tell me we did it. No, in the chapter, no. Oh, no. No, I was so ready. I don't want to be lazy. I want it to be easy. Why? By evening, only Sojo remained in the chapel. He sat alone at the end of a pew, slouching helplessly, like a guilty believer ready to confess. The chilly air seeped through the walls, turning breath to mist. The frigid air stole the heat from the body without mercy. Hold on, I had thought of a title. This is okay. I got the title. You know what the title is. I just have to write it down because I'd be forgetting stuff. All right, and this music's good. You love the music. I love the music. Okay. Hold on. I forgot it again. Look. Oh my God. What's the title? Can you guys tell me the title? Comment it, please. I don't know. I can't remember. Oh. I got it. No, I don't like that title. It's probably not the title. No. The title I'm thinking of, I don't like it anymore. No. Move on. Sorry. The frigid air stole the heat from the body without mercy. Shoujo looked around at the chapel's tall ceilings and spacious hall. The room made the air feel colder somehow. Unsure of what to do with himself, he stared into space. His thoughts were entirely unfocused. First and foremost, he could not understand what the buzzing sensation was in his chest. Time passed by and no answer came. To onlookers, he must have seemed deep in thought or deep in sleep. Like he would turn to stone if left be. Either way, he clearly looked down. The problem was his lack of awareness. Not that he was aware of it, of course.
おや、夜間の礼拝とは感心です。
Sojuro raised his head and turned to wherever the voice had come from. Stood before the altar was a man from last night, dressed in priestly garbs. How long had he been standing there? Sojuro reverberated drearily throughout the chapel. Sojuro did not have the strength to stand, let alone leave. He just stared at the approaching shadow.
この教会に精霊なんていませんけどね。ここ座りますがよろしいですか。ここ。
The priest pointed at Sojo's pew. Without waiting for an answer, he took a seat at the opposite end.
改めて挨拶を。私は文塚エイビ。この教会に
Fumitsuka, is that how he said it?
何なんでしょうかね。書類の上では持ち主になるんでしょうか。エイリ神父と呼んでください。あなたは静木宗十郎君ですか。なるほど。確かにユイカには見えない。
Father Aries spoke in a gentle but uninvested, really? tone. He was a thorough egoist. Sojuro knew all too well about people who spoke this way. The individual who cared for him when he first came down from the mountain was one of them. Sojuro glanced across at him apathetically. Father Aries seemed unfazed by the lack of deride. Why'd I do that? Why'd I do that to myself? Whoops. Sorry. Got you. Direction to the conversation.
少し
Oh my god.
君と話がしたいのですが、よろしいでしょうか。
Sojuro responded with a nod. Father Aries replied with an artificial
青子
smile.
が心配のようですね。
別に律香さんにもそう聞かれましたけど 青崎の心配はしていないんです。
Sojiro stared straight ahead as he answered. Man, I gotta say something with this music going and me think about what Akko said. Like, I'm literally doing it right now. I'm doing the thing where it's like, it doesn't matter, but it matters to me. I don't have anything to prove to anybody, but I'm still doing it. Like, I don't have to make this episode 2 hours long. I don't have to finish this chapter. If I wanted to, I could have just ended it an hour ago. Like, I didn't have to do a double upload. I'm not doing it for anybody but me. You know what I mean? Like, it's important that you set goals for yourself and keep pushing for yourself. I'm not doing this for recognition. I'm not doing this to get 1,000 million likes. It's probably gonna get 3 likes. It don't matter. I'm doing this because I have to prove it to myself that I can sit here for 2 hours looking at my damn TV screen and reading a visual novel, right? Like, literally, who cares, right? Like, who cares? I do. That's what's important. That's why anybody can come up to me, test me. I'm not embarrassed about any of the stuff I do because I do it for me. It's none of your business. Why do I torture myself? It's none of your business. You guys haven't seen the Melty Blood video yet. Once you guys watch that Melty Blood, why do I keep fighting the dude that's beating my ass? It's none of your business. You know what I mean? Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. It's none of your business. It got nothing to do with you. Just enjoy it. Just be a bystander. You know, chill out. Just enjoy it. Man, that Melty Blood video was... I can't wait to edit it and just cry. It's raining inside. I can't wait to just tear up. Why? Dude, I really, really thought I was... Whatever, you'll see the video when it comes out. I'm so sorry. I'm getting off track. But yeah, do things for yourself first, okay? All right? First and foremost, okay? I love helping people. I love it when people comment that they're having fun, whatever. But guess what? These people are having fun watching me. You guys are having fun watching me doing stuff for myself. You see how it works? It's like a chain reaction. You do it for yourself and you end up helping other people. It's simple. It's not that simple, but it's simple. Sojiro stared straight ahead as he answered. His voice sounded uncharacteristically weak and unsure.
けど、今はずっと彼女のことが気にかかっている。それがなんだかわからなくて、さっきから考えてる最中です。
簡単ですよ。君は単に青子に嫉妬しているのです。
With those few words, Sojiro snapped out of his phone. He clapped his hands and turned toward the priest.
そっか。俺は単に青崎が羨ましかっただけなんだ。いや、でもそれは困るな。自分の中にそういうところがあるなんて気づきもしなかった。
Father Airy did not respond to his confession like ramblings.
それで話っていうのは何ですか？
いえ、話というより質問です。君は今まで山奥に住んでいたと聞きました。そこで一つどうしても気になることがあって。
気になることですか？
はい。おそらく今まで誰もあなたにこの手の質問をしなかった。
Don't you dare reveal something crazy to
それ
me.
はあなたが他人にその手の不安を感じさせないからです。実際私もそう思いますし。ですからまあこれも縁ですし、私も肩書きがこれですしね。迷える子羊がいるんですから、それなりの務めを果たさないと後ろめたいというか。
Father Airy looked at Sojiro placidly. His pupils were like black holes that could suck the soul out of your body.
おかしなことが気になるんですね。
Need that?
その質問というのは。
いえ、ごく自然の疑問ですよ。あなたはなぜ山から降りてきたのか。そこでなら君は幸福だったでしょうに。
Sojiro was not sure what he had done, but it sounded as though the priest was accusing him of something. Then again, it was a reliable question. Reasonable question, sorry. If a little pointless. Sojiro had no answer. Father Airy ignored the sullen boy and continued.
山での生活がいかに厳しいものかは私も人並みには知っています。若い頃、ちょっとした手違いで遭難したこともありますしね。 山での生活はこの上なく簡素です。何しろ生きること以外に時間を割く余裕がない。楽しむために生きるのではなく、生きるためにただ生きる。生活は必要最小限をさらに切り詰めたものとなっていく。山での生活に比べれば、都市のあり方は楽園以外の何者でもないでしょう。ですが、楽園の定義は人それぞれです。
Sojo still did not answer. His expression remained blank. The only sound was the priest's voice echoing in the chapel.
一粒の種の誕生すら喜びになる生活。電気の明かりがどれだけ暖かでも、自然のままの厳しい寒さを君は尊んでいたはずです。なのになぜ降りてきたのですか？山にいれば君は幸せだったでしょうに。
Father Ari repeated his question. Sojo's mouth remained firmly shut. Not because he didn't want to answer, but because he simply did not know how. All he knew was even if he wanted to go back, he could not.
困ったものです。そこをはっきりさせないことにはいつまでも救いがない。故郷を捨てた理由もわからないのに、旅先の土地を愛することなんてまっとうな人間にはできませんよ。これは忠告ですが、すべてを無条件に肯定したところで幸福になれるとは限りません。あなたはもう少し自分の心を許してあげないと。
Sojo could not make sense of what he was being told. Only the father's last words made any impression on him. Being fair to yourself is easier said than done, of course. And what that entailed, Sojo was uncertain of.
そういえば。
Toko had mentioned something similar before, and it had impressed him. First her, and now this priest. How could people know things he hadn't even told him?
すごいですね。神父さんっていうのはみんなそうなんですか？
Sojo said, curious as to where the weight on his shoulders had gone to. In a way, one of the strong points is the fact that his emotional scars do not show on the surface.
ええ、神父は悩みを暴くのが仕事ですから。ま、大抵は暴くだけで埋めるのに失敗するんですけどね。
悩みを暴くってつまり相談事ですか？
そういうソフトなのも承っています。私が解決できる悩みなどたかが知れているようですけど。
The priest shrugged, looking a little disconcerted. What? Concerned? What? Granted, Sojo still did not trust Father Ari at all, but at that moment, he was a ray of light in his eyes.
じゃあたかが知れた程度の悩みを聞いてもらえますか？
君が青子をなぜ羨むかですね。
It was as though the priest could see into the boy's soul with his serene eyes.
まあそういうことです。自分でもどうしてそう思うのかがわからない。でもあなたならそれを知ってそうだ。
知りませんけど、まあ無責任に答えましょうか。それはおそらくあなたには根拠がないからですよ。自分の色がないと例えた方が正確ですが。
Sojo squinted, trying to understand the priest's complicated yet concise answer.
ほら、そこです。君に優れた部分があるとしたら、その順応性です。山という異界から町に降りて、一人で暮らしていけたこと。ようやく慣れた常識の中で、青子たちという非常識と関わっても暮らしていけたこと。そうであると努めているにしても、あなたの順応性は際立っている。原因は知りませんが、君には初めから自我というものが第一に現れてはいないのです。 何事にも対応できるものの種に交わるほど器用でもない。強いて言うのなら色の乗っていない空白ですかね。風景に溶け込む自然さは素晴らしい人徳ですが、自我がないということは居場所がないということですから、いいことばかりじゃありません。ユイカにまで見えないというのは予想以上でしたが、姿なき精霊すら捉えるあれが見えなかったのですから、君の無欲ぶりも筋金入りだ。
As if amused by something, Father Airy grinned. However, Sojiro understood neither the meaning of his smiles nor his words.
憶測に過ぎませんが、青子はあなたを見て反感を覚えたと思いますよ。自分のないあなたは自己を押し通してきた彼女にとって認めがたいものだったでしょうから。そして同時にあなたは青子に自分ではどうしても手に入れられないものを見てしまった。言葉にするとくだらない表現になりますが、そういうことです。先ほどは嫉妬と言いましたが、それは訂正しましょう。君は青子に、いや、いいです。言葉にするのはそれこそ野暮だ。
Father Airy smiled gently. It was a fresh-faced grin that belied his age. Okay, belied his age? Whenever it came to Alco, he seemed to forget his role as a priest. But that was rather irrelevant to Sojiro.
神父さん、それで結局自分は青子のどこら辺に憧れてるんですか？
Sojiro responded to Father Airy's ramblings by being direct. Some would say the priest had been direct himself, but this was Sojiro, and he needed things spelled out.
今のでもわからないと。参りましたね。こういうことは言葉を尽くすほど実感が湧かないものですが、私も神父と呼ばれる身です。少し切り口を変えて代弁してみましょう。あなたは青子の過去を知っていますか？
詳しくは知りません。高校デビューとかおかしな言葉を口にしてましたけど。
全く知らないということですね。いいでしょう。ではしずきくん、虐待のない例え話ですが、君は突然自殺しろと言われて従えますか？
自殺ですか？
そう、自殺です。神父である私が口にしていいことではありませんが、私は格好だけなのでいいでしょう。青子はね、近いことを求められたのです。15歳の時に。彼女がそれまで積み重ねてきた努力も希望も過去も未来も全て捨てること。今日からお前は違う生き物として生きろとね。どうです？それは自己の抹消、未来の死と同じだと思いませんか？
His words fit what Alco had said about her past. Until middle school, she led a normal life. And out of the blue, she became the family's heiress in the place of her sister. Becoming a magician. What? A mage? A witch? Isn't a magician like a specific thing? Meant casting aside the life she had known. And until only like 4 of them, or 5, she'd said. She had to leave behind her ambitions and prospects and live a life of a mage, something that she barely knew anything about. Her life after that point had taught her that everything from then on would bring her misery. Alco's grandfather was not the forceful type. Your sister has failed. Now it's your turn, he said. Did Alco resist? Sojiro could not begin to imagine. All he knew is that she could not be happy with the hand she was dealt. Even if the life of a magician was attractive, to believe the possibility that Aoko could give up her lifestyle to that point was not to know her at all. Aoko Ozaki put all of her being into everything. Freeform reading. She had probably achieved a lot of those in the 15 years. Her achievements and prospects were no doubt enough to make anyone jealous. But did she have the conviction to throw those away and go back to square one? I need a refund for these translations, bro. And square one did not even come close to the reality of it. The future she had envisioned for so long would have been obliterated. You heard my chair just break, I think? I don't know what that was.
いやー、これがもう全くの頑固者でして、立ち会った私でさえどうかと思うぐらい簡単にうなずきました。震える指を懸命に握り込んで、やってやろうじゃないと見栄を切ってね。彼女は祖父の期待や青崎の責任感からではなく、逃げることを嫌って魔術師の道を取ったんですよ。
Man, I don't know. Sometimes I love storytelling. Can I just say that? Like, it just teaches you so many things, dude. And if it doesn't teach you anything, it reassures you with some stuff. It's like, I love learning stories, dude. Even with fictional characters, real people. Just storytelling in general is just such a beautiful thing, man. It could teach you how to navigate life, teach you lessons you never thought you needed. It's I mean, if you ever think that I'm any type of way, like positively or whatever, it's just because I read a bunch of stuff, I watch a bunch of stuff, or a bunch of storytelling. That's literally it, bro. Like, I'm nothing crazy, bro. Like, just play Persona. That's all I'm saying.
拒むことは逃げではないのでしょうが、青子にはそう思えたんでしょう。逃避という行為は、これまでの自分の時間を否定することになると。今までの自分を嘘にしてしまうのなら、今までの生活に別れを告げることを青子は選んだのです。まあ、極端ではありますが、あれは前に進むためなら、全てを捨てられる人間なんです。
An affectionate smile crossed Father Aries' face. Rather than signaling his closeness to Aoko, it conveyed the pride of a guardian.
ですが、私も思い違いをしていました。結局はそうなるように。
Okay, now I'm kind of sad about her portrayal. I'm sorry. Now I'm kind of sad about her portrayal of Melty Blood in the Tsukihime. I don't know about the Tsukihime universe, but in Melty Blood, she seems like so much of a joke character compared to hearing this. Like the resolve, unwavered. I know she's still I don't know. She's so lackadaisical in Melty Blood. Like, she really don't care about nothing. I guess I don't know what changed. In this game, she is so headstrong and just so determined. And it's like unwavering. Like, she has fun, but it's like unwavering resolve, man. Maybe she still got it. It's just not portrayed as well, I think. But sheesh.
彼女の祖父は東子が家を出ることも、青子が跡継ぎを了解することも読んだ上で、あの二人を育ててきた。形だけですが、私も神父としてさすがにそれはどうかと思いましてね。柄にもなく青子を説得したものです。祖父の思い通りになることはありません。なんなら私とメキシコあたりに逃げませんかと。しかしまあ、躊躇なく振られました。その時の彼女の返答は今でも一言一句覚えています。
だって私一人がどんなに泣き叫んでも今の状況は変わらないんでしょ。
She's just like me for real. Oh my god. I think she literally quoted me. Oh shit, this is the 1980s. I wasn't alive. Spoilers?
私にしかできないなら正面から受けて立つ。たとえ不本意で突然投げ込まれた川の中でだってできることはあるはずだもの。
You know what's funny? I do jokes like that where I like kind of leak my age. Like I wonder if people take them seriously. Like or like they'll hear that one and be like, oh that one's the real one. I wonder. I don't know. I don't know. I like throwing y'all off a bit. I like throwing y'all off because y'all don't need to know about me. Stop being nosy. Stop being nosy. Stop it. Stop it. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to say that.
逃げるなんてのは最後の最後。それまではせいぜい華麗に踊ってやるわ。
The priest recited her words as recalling lines from her favorite play. It certainly seemed like something she would say. The last thing Alko said in the room, she was covering and probably meant the same. Of course, when an audience is watching, you want their approval. However, approval must come. Just where's my phone, bro? Stop it. There's another picture, bro. Let's get another. Yep. Put that in the archives. Yep. Okay. All right. This is what I love the most about Witch on the Holy Night. Sometimes it's just moments where I just sit and talk. Like I wanted to make videos like kind of motivational, just speaking my mind about certain topics like this and like my motivations and everything. But then Witch on the Holy Night exists, so what's the point? You know, you just do it here. Approval must come from within first. Damn, I wish everyone understood that. I don't know why everyone doesn't. I personally don't know why not. I mean, I understand why younger people don't. Youth, that makes sense, I guess. It's just the way it is. But as you get older, it's like everyone doesn't necessarily matter. Everyone's approval doesn't matter. It's not going to make a difference because 100% approval doesn't exist. It's really not a thing. You can get approval from yourself whenever, though. And you are always going to be with yourself. So you better take care of it. But I don't know. I wish it was as easy as just saying it and people clicking with it, you know? But it isn't. I know some people that really need this lesson to be taught to them. And it sucks hearing their like peril, and like how it stresses them out and stuff. Like to me, it's so simple. It's so simple. I don't know. I just hope you guys can find peace, man. It sucks because that mental health shit can go crazy when you don't have, you know, that type of resolve, like the alcohol resolve, you know. But that being said, man, this is fire. This is an hour 53, like 57. I didn't think I was gonna go this far. No editing. Is this the longest I've gone without any edits? I'm into it. This episode has been amazing. Another staple to why it's something I can't explain about Witch on the Holy Night. It just keeps me going. From the music, visuals, storytelling in general, the dimes, the drops, just let's keep pushing, man. Alko worked to feel proud of herself before worrying about. She just like me for real. Yo, that was literally like the first thing I started on with YouTube. I was like, bro, if you're gonna do this, you have to be okay with hitting 0 viewers, 0 likes, 0 subscribers. You have to be okay with that. I have 326. Maybe it goes down by the time this is uploaded. I have to be okay with that dropping. That could drop right back to 0, and I have to keep the same effort, pacing, everything. Because if I ever do get big or whatever, I don't really care if I do or not, to be honest. I have to have that to fall back on, right? I can't get everyone's approval. There's going to be dislikes. There's going to be people hating the comments, whatever that exists. I have to be like, I like this product. I truly enjoy what I did. Here, you guys can also try to find some sort of joy out of it, you know? And that kind of goes with everything I do. With everything I do. I don't do things for approval. I do them because I want to. Because I know approval is meaningless. To me, it's meaningless, you know? If I'm not enjoying myself every step of the way. Because it's my life at the end of the day. It is my life. It is Alko's life. It is Sojiro's, you know? Got to take care of it. That's the moral of the episode. Take care of yourself. Because you are truly alone. Maybe not in the sense you're thinking, but you will always be with you. And that's either a curse or a blessing, depending on how you treat yourself. So, yeah, she at least wanted to do her job with grace. In response to everything she had lost, she would hang in there, even if it meant going alone. You understand now? That's why Sojiro envied her. Well, that was obvious. To Sojiro, she lived her life with her head held high. He was a boy who accepted everything but had nothing. She was a girl who threw it all away but never lost a thing. Oh my god. This is it. This is why I love storytelling so much, because it can set up scenarios. Because you know the show don't tell thing, right? It's like if I go up to someone and try to tell them these life lessons, it's like, okay, whatever. None of it gets internalized. But then you put a face and a name and experiences to these lessons, and it never goes away. It never goes away. That's why I love manga and these animes and these visual novels and the Persona games, these storytelling, very storytelling heavy games. It's like they teach you crazy lessons that you wouldn't learn anywhere else. You put on a TED Talk talking to you, whatever. When you put a face and a name and experiences to these lessons and hours of getting close to these characters and understanding them, that's when the lessons go straight to your brain. I try. That's why I'm always telling people to play Persona. They think I'm joking, bro. Some people, I don't want to brag or boast or anything, but some people wonder how I can be, I guess, so stoic. Like, it's really, to me, it's so simple. Play Persona. I don't even want to get sponsored. Y'all don't have to sponsor me. Play Persona, bro. Like, it's not just Persona though. Persona is like the reason why I branched out and started playing story games. Like, before I didn't play story games like that. Persona and then Kingdom Hearts, and just from there branched out. It's like I love story heavy games. Give me story heavy. But yeah, just try to learn from others, man. That's the gist. Learn from others. Take lessons to heart. Like, I don't know what else to say. She was a girl who threw it all away, but never lost a thing. Sometimes you think, what if you were taken from everything you had, who would you be? See, I want to kind of leak something. It's personal, but I don't think I have to leak it. But I do want to talk about it. So, see, this is leaking too much, man. I don't know. All right, let's just say there was a point in my life, right? It was just, that's hypothetical, okay? Hypothetical. Where it was something that was very much built up to throughout the entire year. All my friends, most of my friend group came from this event or whatever. We were all talking about it, hyped up. And right around the corner, a few weeks before that event, it was taken from me. I lost what I needed in order to participate in this event. And to be frank with you, I didn't care. I don't think that lesson really hits as much, but I didn't care. And some of my friends really tried to test me and question, like, come on, you care, whatever. And I didn't, because first of all, I know that life can be unfair. Anything can happen. It's unpredictable. But also, I didn't really lose much, So what? I can't do this thing. There's so many other things in life I can do. If I had died that day, maybe I would have been a little upset, but I was still here. I think that there's just certain lessons that just can't be taught, and you just have to experience it. I personally lost my brother a long time ago, and that, never forget that. I think that's where it really stems from when it comes to how I view certain things. And it's like I can lose everything physically, all my friends. And I've said this in the Elden Ring stream. I was talking about this in the Elden Ring stream where I was like, I don't really value my friends as much as I think I should, or as much as they think I do. But it's not so much that I don't value, it's that things come and go, and I understand that. I understand that to a T. It might hurt me for a second, but in the end, things come and go. And when those things go, other things will come. And I understand that to a T. So it's like if any of my friends would have stopped talking to me or whatever, if this YouTube stuff, I lost all my subscribers, whatever, if my PC blew up, my Persona saves on my PC, I might start crying, man. I don't know about that one. That was a bad analogy because I got like what? Oh no, just Persona 4 on here. That'd make me cry. I think that's when I'd lose it. I think if my Persona saves went away, I'd lose it. But yeah, it's like it's not so much that I don't value these things. It's I value them while they're here. And if they were to go, that's a part of it. That is a part of why I value them, is because they can go. So when it does happen, I'm not surprised, you know. When that moment was taken from me, you know, we were talking about it all year, it was taken from me. It didn't really hit me that deeply because it's like, at least I was able to talk about it, you know. There's always a bright side to things. And I think it's much harder to look at the bright side of things. I think it's a lot harder to turn, I guess, quote unquote, turn the other cheek in that sense and just keep on walking forward. But who said the hard path wasn't the right one? You know, who said that the harder the path was, you know, the worse it was? Whoever said that? Sometimes it's not necessarily true, of course. Not the harder the thing is, the better, you know, not always, but sometimes the harder route, the route that takes more suffering, is the one that is the best outcome. And I think, I mean, so many things have taught me that lesson over and over. And I think knowing that lesson is the main reason I'm always content, is the word I'd use, content with my life. I don't want to say care, but I don't really care. As long as I have my brain, as long as my brain is working and I could still think, there's something I can do. There's something I will do. And again, because nothing has meaning to me, I can do anything. It goes back to that quote. Because if I lost everything, I wouldn't really mind. I can do anything. If I lost, God forbid, my arms, my legs, my damn torso, my chest, all of my delts, they don't matter, everything. If my brain was still thinking, I'd figure it out. And I'm not saying it'd be instant, I'm not saying it'd be easy, but I'd figure it out. Things come and go. You have to be willing to accept that. You have to be. Because regardless if you accept it or not, sorry, it's reality. That shit's gonna hit the hell out of you. And I feel like a lot of people I even know, it's like, it just hasn't hit you yet. And it's unfortunate that it's gonna have to hit you, like that reality check. But maybe, again, suffering isn't terrible. You know, there's always a greener side, or greener grass on the other side. I don't know the saying. You know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, this rant is very long. Like, this could be its own video. But like I said, I've always wanted to talk about things like this because I know there's people out there that really need lessons like this. And I know some of them. I've talked to some of them, and it just sometimes it throws me back, and I'm sitting there like, what? What are you talking about? And then I think about it again. It's like I've been through more than some people that I know, and it's just like that's just what it is, you know. I've experienced more suffering than some other people, to where the suffering doesn't really matter anymore. I know it's just emotions. It just happens. The suffering is less of suffering and more of me. Okay, let's get this done, right? And I guess that goes the same with the video stuff. It's like, yeah, I was kind of getting tired or whatever, but I'm going to keep pushing through it because I know that's just a part of it. It's all a mental game too. It's all in your mind. The toughest prison to break out of is in your mind. Shout out Lynn. Shout out Benjamin Franklin. Shout out Lotus Shoes. Shout out Shoujo Meguro. Sojo Megara. But yeah, I don't know. Again, this is something I've always really wanted to talk about. A whole bunch of different stuff like this. I don't really know how to convey it the best way because, again, I feel like me saying it isn't enough. It'll never be enough. You have to experience it or experience it through lessons like Gocho on the Holy Night. And I don't know. Maybe the sooner the better. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't have the answers to everything, believe it or not. You know, Youth versus the World, 300 subscribers. I don't have the answer to everything. I mean, I know you guys look at me like you're like, that dude knows everything. Nah, I don't. But yeah, I really wanted to. I really wanted to talk about stuff like this, and Witch on the Holy Night has been a great outlet for that. There's been multiple moments in this story where it's been like, yeah, this is a life lesson I've learned, and I wanted to speak about it. Same thing with like Genshin. Sorry to bring up Genshin, but I really there's that whole Sumeru arc, bro. Like there's so many like philosophical like stuff, like teachings and stuff. Maybe we should just watch Guilty Gear because Guilty Gear got the most philosophical teachings of all time. Bro. Guilty Gear story is literally just philosophical, but yeah, you got the music going, you got the art style, you got the storytelling. It just hits sometimes. You got to go on rants, man. So yeah. Some people will figure it out later than others. But again, once you realize nothing has meaning, you can do anything. And that not in the sense of Rick and Morty, like, yeah, nothing matters, nothing matters, kill my sister and then move to the next universe. Yeah, nothing matters. Not like that. It's just in the grand scheme of things, what matters most is how you bring joy to life. And that's it. How you is the most important part of it too. You, not me, not Youth versus the World, not the next guy. You, how you bring joy to life. But I've been ranting for way too long. It's been like 10 minutes. I'm sorry. Again, it's something I really wanted to talk about. Back to the story before I start going off anymore. Oh man, he's still in the meeting room alone, seeing the ugliness within him. Oh my goodness. I love Rich on the Holy Night so much. Oh my god, I love this lesson, bro. This is amazing. I was talking about this the other day. Just the sense of being okay with being alone. Of course, not lonely or anything like that. Just being okay to sit in a room by yourself and enjoy the time by yourself. Like, that's not something everyone has. You know what I mean? Sometimes they just peer into the darkness within themselves. And then other times you got people that are like, you know what? I respect you. Thank you for all the time and work you put in. To yourself, it's like that type of self-love and self-confidence is just something that we need to survive. We need it. Like, I wouldn't be who I am without other people, of course. I'm not saying I'm a one-man show. It's literally impossible. I didn't make the monitor I'm using. I didn't make the TV I'm using. I built the PC I'm using. I didn't make the parts that it was, or even this software I'm using, OBS. We need communities. We need each other to build up. But it is so important that when you are alone and there are times where you're not with others, that you can look at yourself and be like, thank you for trying. They got to stop hitting me with these bars. He stood in the waiting room alone, seeing the ugliness within him and the sublime outside. Looking back, he finally realized what was eating at him. Oh my god.
君は青子の養子に感じ入ったのではなく、青崎青子という生き方に感じ入ったのです。
What a conclusion, man. What do I say to that? What a conclusion. If this is the conclusion we come into with this entire series, so worth it. I'm about to, oh my god. If they have like an actual theme at the end, I don't think I can do it. Oh man, it's hitting me now. There's been so many pauses in this episode. I think this might be my favorite episode so far. It's starting to hit me now. Man. I don't think sometimes I don't think I give myself enough credit, you know. I do. I just sometimes because I don't like boasting. I don't like doing that. I don't like, again, I don't do stuff for approval, so I would never try and just like sit there and be like, yeah, I do this, I do that. But like I be looking at some of my peers and I'm like, what the hell? Like, y'all are just mental, like, what is he? What do I want to say? Mentally scrambled. And it's like, it's such a simple thing to me. And it's just like, it's, I don't know. Again, I don't want to say like, oh, I'm amazing. Like, I'm not trying to think like that. Like, I don't like thinking like that, but I kind of got this on lock. You know what I mean? This so-called life stuff. I got a little bit on lock, you know. There's always gonna be new stuff thrown at you, but you know, I got the gist. I got the foundation, you know. I got the B&B. I got the bread and butter down. I got the muscle memory. Sometimes I don't give myself enough credit, but it's also like I don't need the credit. That's the thing about me too. Is like I don't need the credit. You know. I beat Elden Ring, huh? What?
青子は青子でれっきとした美人ですが。
Sojiro nodded. This is my favorite episode. From the day he first met her, that was indeed how he had felt. It just took him until now to realize. The strength in her eyes and the unwavering will had captured his heart.
なんかすごい汗我慢だ。
本当に小娘のくせにギネス級の頑固さです。
Father Aries spoke from the heart. Bro, oh my god! This is why, bro, it irritates me. Because this is why I tell people to play the games I play, bro. Like, just the lessons. Like, that's it. That's all. Like, you guys, just do it. Just play Persona. Just play Persona Holy Knight. Just do it. But at the same time, like, there's no guarantee somebody does play Witch on the Holy Knight. This lesson is so much pushed into your face that it's kind of hard to miss. But sometimes there are certain series that I've watched and then I talk to certain people and it's like, did you really like take any of this to heart? Like, you like, really, this is how you act after experiencing this? This is how you act? Like, let's say like AOT, for example. Like, not saying I got any racist friends, but like, how you gonna see what happens in AOT and it's still like be discriminatory? Like, that doesn't make no sense. Like, how? So like, there's no guarantee someone watches the same lessons and then gets like the same outcome as I do, because I take this I immerse myself. If you watch any of my videos, I immerse myself maybe a little too much. I'll admit, a little too much. Like, to the point where I don't know how my neighbors haven't hit me with a few noise complaints. You know, like, oh my, I remember my Kingdom Hearts reaction when Roxas come back. I still hate the fact that Roxas came back, but it had me mad hype. I was going crazy. I really felt like my boy came back into my life. Like, sometimes I immerse myself a little too much. Sometimes I may need to walk away and remember that ain't real life. But it does garner me great experiences, all right? I'm really good at immersing myself, all right? You know, that's all I'm gonna say. So some people don't immerse themselves as much, I guess. Soldier raised his head, gave a small grin, and scratched his cheek. So many hours wasted brooding like an idiot. Part of him still fresh. Like, damn, she gave up everything but lost nothing. Like, can I go back to that by any, like, can I didn't take a picture of that. Do y'all mind? Can I go back? She gave up everything but lost nothing. Like, I gotta go back for that one, right? Did I go too far? I went too far.
ですが、彼女
I don't know, man. I don't know. Where is it? No. Oh, wait. It's right there. It's right there. She gave up everything, but lost nothing. That is so good. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I don't apologize, but I apologize. I apologize for getting caught, bro. I apologize for getting caught, not the act. I need to clean my camera. Oh my God. It's like heavenly. Like for some, I guess that's not foggy. It's like literally like all the lights on my camera, like the whatever. I don't know how you explain it. They like get an aura around them. I don't know what's up with my camera. I don't. Cleaning it off helps it though. But I had to take a picture of that. You guys know that one. That's one for the archive. She was a girl who threw it all away, but never lost a thing. God damn. The crazy part is that I understand that so much. That's why it hits so hard. It's because I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Oh my God. Part of it still felt strange. I'm sorry. Let me just make sure. Yeah. We're good. Part of him still felt strange, but it didn't bother him to leave the question unresolved for now. Unable to stay still, he stood up. He couldn't care less about the Aozaki family, mage battles, or Aoko rushing off to her death. Right now, he just wanted to see her face.
お待ちなさい。病室は立ち入り禁止です。
Why did you stop the music, bro? I was in a mood, Yuika. Why? The cold words echoed around the chapel. They reached Sojiro, and he was about to head back to Aoko. She can't even see him. she can't even see him, bro. What you talking about? She just throw a pebble at the other side. She run over there. You go on the other side, bro. Like, come on, dude. The sightless sister must have been waiting by the altar. She moved quickly to block his path.
Yuika-san, 今
Whoops.
病室には入れないんですか?
I guess he was never allowed in.
はい。しばらく人よけをしてほしいと、
Oh, shit.
クオンジ様からことづかっています。
アリスが
Sojiro was suspicious of why Alice would have said that. He could understand being kept out if Aoko was being treated, or her condition had worsened, but this was different. Besides, Aoko herself said her treatment had finished.
人がいいのですね。シスターユイカは。そんな方便をしなくてもいいんですよ。はっきり言ってあげればいい。今から病室に行っても無駄です。と。青子はとっくに出発しているんですから。
エイリ神父。
The priest began to explain everything from the pew he still sat on. About the things he and Sojiro had spoken about, and why he, a stranger, would be so concerned about a person he knew nothing about. It all became clear to Sojiro.
初めからそのつもりだったんですね。
Stay still, Pat. Sit. Sojiro's voice was full of anger, but Father Eri didn't flinch.
申し訳ありません。青子にあなたの保護を頼まれたもので。
That was easy.
彼女の準備が整うまでの時間稼ぎでしたが、私があなたと話をしたかったのは。
The priest's attempt to smooth things over was far from sincere. Sojiro grit his teeth to control his rage. Why had they stopped Aoko and Alice from heading towards certain death? Because both the nun and priests were the same ilk as the mages. As such, they understood Ako's decision, and the priest understood Aoko too. Even if he did have the power to stop her, he would not have. The Aoko Aozaki he knew was not about to hide away in a church and lick her wounds.
アリスは
青子と行きましたよ。あれから30分は過ぎていますね。
Time for Witch on the Holy Night to start. Father Eri even went so far as to divulge the time. 30 minutes ago, the same time the priest reared his head. You know, can I say something really fast? Like, you realize that I was going to end this episode like an hour. Like, I was feeling like ending it at an hour. I powered through, and then now it's the best episode. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, sometimes the toughest things to get through, you get the best outcomes. That's all. All right, my bad. It would not take even half that long to get to the school from here. Another 10 minutes or less to get to Misaki High School's old building from there. Sojiro turned to the entrance of the chapel, however.
待ちなさい。どこへ行くつもりですか?
The sound of her voice stopped him in his tracks. An unseen pressure had locked him in place. Her seemed to carry a spellbinding power, stopping the foolhardy boy where he stood.
あなたは魔術師同士の争いを知りません。何の助力にもならないばかりか、彼女たちの足かせになるだけです。
彼女たちが命を落とすのは彼女たちの業によるもの。望むままに傷つけ合えばいいでしょう。あなたのような何の咎もない若者が矜持に立ち会うことはありません。
She spoke with quiet anger. She's always angry. Her contempt was not directed at Alcor or Alice, but Sojiro for being so eager to waste his life.
何かしら希望があるのなら私も止めはしません。ですがこの件は別です。あなたが言っても彼女たちが助かることはありません。
She was right. It would be pointless of him to go. At the amusement park, he had been useless in the end. Now they faced something even worse. He couldn't even imagine how he might contribute this time.
言っておきますが、青崎青子は祖父に護身術を教え込まれています。魔術以外でもあなたより腕は立つ。その彼女もあの使い魔が相手では勝負にならない。
Sojiro's physical strength, his only edge meant nothing. If he went now, he would only get in their way. Yuriko was correct. And yet...
でも行かないと。青子には返さなくちゃいけない借りがあります。
He spoke calmly but firmly. Though almost moved, the sister frowned slightly. She felt bad for him, but her warning was for his own good. If he would not listen to reason, then she would have to make him sleep. She raised a finger of binding at
それ
Sojiro.
を言うなら返したい借りがあるですよ、宗十郎君。それとシスターユイカ、教会内での魔術は控えてくださいね。使うのなら筆跡に留めてもらわないと私の査定に響きます。まったくおとなしそうに見えて律香君より短気なんですから、あなたは。
エイリ神父、しかし
行かせてあげればいいじゃないですか。それともあなたはやはり青子たちに退場してほしいと？
その問題と彼の献身は別の話です。改めなさい、しずきさん。あなたが言っても何もできはしないのですから。
The truth of the statement cut Sojiro deep, but despite everything that was being said, his mind was made up. It always had been. Even if he was not certain, he at least would not hesitate. He had always followed his instincts to the end, no matter where they took him.
分かっています。でも行かないと。ここにいたら本当に何もできない。
His heart burned in his chest. While he listened to the priest talk, he could only think of seeing Alka. He was not worried. He did not want help. He just wanted to see her. I thought of an actual title. I thought of this is the real title. Oh no! I dropped my controller. Death. Oh, okay, we're fine. Hey, I was like, as soon as I drop my controller, we're about to see the next chapter, bro. Oh my god, this game is wild with this controls. Okay, let me write the title down for myself in the future. I know what the title is. The lessons we must learn. Oh my god, that's the title. In all caps, of course. The lessons we must learn. Whoo, perfect. Perfect. He just wanted to see her. He would figure out what came next when he got there.
ほら、献身なんて考え自体が間違ってるんです。足を引っ張ると言いますが、どの道青子たちに勝ち目はないんでしょ？なら、彼がマイナスになってもいいじゃないですか。どうせ破産するなら、豪快に破産すれば。
神父。
ほら、宗十郎君、言って言って。シスター、今のあなたの返事で心が折れましたから。足、動くでしょ？
As soon as the priest pointed at Sojiro, he could move again. The pressure weighing on his shoulders lifted along with the fear in his heart. Could he help? Would he expose Alco and Alice to more danger? All such doubts had
行き
vanished.
ます。 縁が残っていればまた。
はい。なんであれ、後悔のない一日を。
And with that, Sojiro began to run, as Father Eri watched with a look of satisfaction. The priest knew if he could not persuade Aokao, he could not convince Sojiro either. He watched the impetuous boy run away. As the blind nun listened to his footsteps fade in the distance, Yuriko was different from Sojiro and the priest. While she showed no mercy to corrupt her self-righteousness, she embraced benevolence and innocence. Such an ordinary boy with his life ahead of him, and yet he chose to follow heretics to hell.
最悪ですね、エイリ神父。分別のつかない子供を導くのが責任のある大人だと思いましたが。
She made no effort to hide her biting disapproval. It was simply her way of showing concern for the boy. Father Eri shrugged.
だから、いろいろと間違えていますよ、シスターユイカ。責任のある大人なんて言葉自体がおかしい。何が起きても責任を取る。それが正しい大人というものです。
The rest went unspoken. It didn't matter to him which of them died. With a warm, goodly smile, the priest corrected the nun's misunderstanding. No shot. What an amazing chapter. We are 2 hours and 30 minutes into the video. I'm recording this on a Friday. I have to edit a 2-hour video. It's 12 o'clock. I have to go to sleep. I have something to do in the morning. I have to edit a 2-hour 30 video for Sunday. I'll get it done. Y'all don't have to worry about it, but holy crap, I have nothing left to say. That episode really brought something out of me that I really wanted to express, bro. I really wanted to talk about it, but I just don't have the play. Like, I don't know. Like, if I did a video of something like what happened in this video, what would I do? Like, throw some gameplay in the background? Like, no. Witch of the Holy Night music and throw gameplay in the back? Like, I don't know. I don't know how else to get that out of me, to get that openness or like that I don't know, the youth that just wants to talk. Like, I don't know how to get that out of me. Just throw some Kingdom Hearts music. When I start going crazy, then I don't know. But I'm happy I was able to get that out and say those things because I think it's so important. These lessons that Witch on the Holy Night is trying to teach us is so important. You know, who would have thunk? Who would have thought when I first got this game that it would be this much? You know, I don't know. Like, I'm thinking about Tsukihime. Like, is Tsukihime like at the same level of like lessons and just music and all that? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not, man. Witch on the Holy Night, amazing. I've already said this before. I recommend it. Every time we end an episode, it always feels like I'm just throwing straight praises at this visual novel. Praise, praise, praise. I mean, how could you not? Type Moon does an amazing job. Amazing job. And this is one of their less popular works. They're more popular like Fate Stay Night and Tsukihime. This is their less popular. Holy crap. I really wanted to end it an hour in, and then now all of a sudden it's a 2 hour and 30-minute episode. And most of that's from me. I did not edit a single time. There is no edits. My last 2 hour, 30 minutes, my 3 hour one, there had to have been edits. This had me hooked. And now, next week is the climax. It's over. I mean, maybe not. There's like 1,000 achievements left, so maybe there's archive stuff. But that was the second to last Witch on the Holy Night video, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I had a great time. I really am happy that I decided to keep going, you know, even though I felt tired in the middle of it. I feel so up now. I could talk for another hour or 3. You know what? Let's go. Let's continue. No, I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, I hope you guys are looking forward to next week as much as I am, because we're heading to the climax, ladies and gentlemen. We're heading to the ending of this series. and it's gonna get a proper ending, unlike Kingdom Hearts randomized that I don't know what I'm ever do with. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'll see you guys in the next one. These birds are trying to remember this. No such thing as hard. Just how long you want to fight. And there's a reason I keep saying that too. Suffering helps you. It's okay. You'll do better in the end, all right? It sucks. It does. But the thing is, after all that sucking, when the violent storm is over, the blue sky is more beautiful than ever. No drift. All right. See you guys in the next one. No such thing as hard. Just how long you want to fight.
強さに傷ついても絶対